The open mic that I ran was went from one place to another, and it was at the second place, and then I lost that place, so I moved it to a third, so it's now at a third location.
Yeah.
And it's just trying to find a place for poetry to find a home.
That's exactly right. We're constantly...
Which you think it's everywhere. I've got so much of it.
Poetry is everywhere, but having a place that will accept you. I mean, they're good here, and
Yes.
they're good at Buzzmill. I don't think you've been there yet, have you?
Buzzmill, just for Christmas.
That's right.
You left by the time
That's right.
I sang and read poems.
I normally, like the other places, I start the night off. So I work with a musician, any musician.
Where did you go after Buzzmill?
After Buzzmill,
Or did you spend time with your wife?
That's what I did.
It's Christmas.
I thought it was important, you know. Occasionally, salvage those relationships, you know.
CC&D magazine is one of the 2 magazines from Scars Publications. It was out in the beginning of January that has a photo of Antarctica on the cover.
Yes.
This is Down in the Dirt magazine, and there was a story in it called Farewell to Seafaring. So I thought it would be perfect to take this picture of a downed British ship that they decided to preserve to, let people know of what used to happen here when British ships would come for whaling and destroy many, many whales. I think 12 species nearly went to extinction because of this. Look at all this stuff with big whales that haven't learned to fear us yet, that kind of thing. So I was going to read a poem and some haiku from here, and then maybe share some, because I got something in common with CC&D, and I'll share that for you. This is the last poem of the book, and it is about losing my brother. This is called Only Half the Story. He was a troubled man. He had a good life, but he let demons in to do him in. In his struggles, he almost died a number of times, and even his family pushed him away and only heard news of his death after he was already cremated. And it makes me wonder if our love for him ever completely went away. Because after all the mistakes were made, I want to believe that he's worth more than what his demons reduced him to.
Good point.
I want to remember that when I worked retail, he bought the biggest teddy bear through me when he just found out that his wife was pregnant with their first child. And I suppose it was a fun way for me to get the news too, I guess. I want to remember how he'd come inside after plowing too many streets to count that were filled with feet after feet of snow. That little icicles would be hanging off his mustache from his breath. I want to remember how he once built an airplane from scratch so that he could sit in his own little cockpit and fly himself into the sky. I want to remember him picking me up from the airport and how we decided to pay the airport parking machine with pennies, dropping pointless pennies and then laughing, repurposing pennies that were only wasting space in the truck's ashtray. I want to remember when a friend from his youth, who was shorter than me by the time I was 12, decided that night, this friend who had decided that my nickname would be Shorty. I want to remember how when I'd see him swim, he'd wear tiny Speedos, and that might seem strange, but he got a college scholarship for this. He was a near-Olympic diver, once in a competition with gold medal winners like Greg Louganis. And he'd go to the diving board, and suddenly this concrete construction company owner sprung with such skill as he flipped through the air before making the tiniest tear and splashed next to nothing through that sheet of water that would shatter like glass through the sky if anyone tried the same dive other than him. You see, I want to remember these little slices of his life. These windows into his acts of kindness. How he was the kind of guy who would want to give the shirt off his back to a man in need. I want to remember this. Because I want to believe that he wasn't always lost. I want to believe that even though he erred, we should no longer condemn him, but condemn the thing that did this to him. So I try not to remember the demons, but remember the man inside. I want to believe, and this is why I must remember.
Oh, you've read that before, several times. How old was he?
This one is 64.
That's not too bad. You know.
No, but he brought it on himself.
What was it?
There was problems with his lungs and with his breathing and just not taking care of himself from being a perpetual drinker.
Drink alcohol.
Yeah. That's why he lost his business and wife and kids. And family pretty much disowned him. And he moved away, and we knew nothing of what was going on with him.
Right.
And he told people that he had no family, and the woman was like, he said he had no family. He's been buried for a month. Anywho, I'm going to share some haikus from this, and the last one in this is also in this poem, so I'm going to just say these. These are fillers for stories, because as you can see, there's a story here called Lost, and there was just room at the end to put a haiku called Lost, so that's why some of these exist. This is Lost. Now I've lost my way. I took a wrong turn in life. How do I save me? Then there are, I believe, 2 more in this guide. Let's share with you. This one, I'm going to save for the last. This one is called Rush. I long to be near you so I can feel the rush from your mere presence. I'm going to end with this one in the middle of this book, which also appears in CC&D because it's in the performance arts section, and it is a woman-related thing that's called You Were Meant. I'm going to go to the page here and read it from here too. I found the page. It's not the women. You were meant. As a woman, you were meant to do big things, which you are. If you're willing for one more poem, if that's cool with you, and then I will close it out because I didn't read this one from CC&D. And it's in the end of the performance arts section. It's called My Brain Was. It's a Streamline 2017 poem. My brain was fighting to get out. My brain was stupefied after my name was called for winning an award. The only thing my brain could think was that the man on stage for the American Legion with the medals looked like he was the nicest man on earth. My brain was crouching down on top of that glacier when the wind became just that violent. My brain was commanding my fingers and toes, my rosy cheeks and the tips of my nose. No. You're not cold. Just lean back and watch the dancing and arcing of the Aurora Borealis, because 1:30 a.m. is the best time to see them on these late September days just south of the Arctic Circle. So, deal with the cold. You'll be glad you did. My brain was determined to get to that top of that mountain. I know I'm no climber. I know I prefer hot tubs, but those ski lifts are closed, and these are the Alps. And really, how many times do you get the chance to climb the Alps? My brain, well, my brain knows that you're only wearing socks and sandals, but there's snow and water everywhere. But this is your only chance. My brain felt like a heel being carried past the last water pit coming back down from those mountains. But looking back, my brain was pleased. It had to try. My brain was trying to remember how to breathe. Turn my breath, turn your head, hoping that you could catch your breath as the atmosphere was pushing me at 120 miles per hour before someone pulled the parachute cord. My brain was on high alert, but more than that, my brain was excited to keep swimming further down to get closer to the row of over 24 white-tipped sharks off the Galapagos Islands. My brain was keeping me awake again last night, thinking about what went down during the day or what I gotta do tomorrow. My brain's always thinking of new places, contemplating new challenges, opting for new options. I lie awake and I think, that's my brain for you. Always looking for something new. CC&D and Down in the Dirt magazine, and thank you very much. Thank you.